Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? You got the King of Games 98 here. How you doing? Hope y'all are doing good. Uh Sorry that at the time I am recording this video, it is kind of this getting dark out. The sun is going down, so that is why I have two lights on in my bedroom as I am recording this video. So, what do you get when you make one of the greatest anime movies ever and then decide years later that I want to make a sequel to Ghost in the Shell? Well, you get Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. And on this 5-minute anime review, I'm going to be talking about and reviewing Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, the anime movie. Okay, so first off, right off the bat, I want to just say for the record, I didn't know this existed until I found it at a Goodwill that I happened to visit at. But nonetheless, I love Ghost in the Shell entirely, so for $1.99, you bet your ass I bought it. So, if you've never seen Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence and are kind of curious as to what it's about, here's how I would briefly sum up the movie without spoiling anything. Okay, set in the year 2032, Bato gets partnered up with Tagusa when gynoids, which are genetically created cyborgs, go berserk by killing their owners. They find out by talking to a scientist called Haraway that one of the gynoids is a sexaroid. Sexaroid. Let that sink in. A sexaroid is a gynoid with organs. I'm assuming used to reproduce, but they didn't really elaborate too much into that. Bato and Tagusa go to Locus Solus, the company responsible for creating gynoids, and have to put an end to them making the cyborgs. And that is basically how I would sum up Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, the anime movie, without really spoiling anything. Now, for the remainder of this 5-minute anime review, I am going to talk about my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, the anime movie. Okay, so first I'm going to start off by saying Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, the movie, was made in 2004. And it is supposed to be a direct sequel to the cult classic Ghost in the Shell anime movie, which, for those of you who don't know, this came out in 1995 and this came out in 2004. Wow, that is a huge time gap between movies. I guess the saying better late than never applies to this, right? Yeah. Yeah, so Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence came out in 2004. DreamWorks was actually involved in this, which kind of thought was weird, but kind of cool. The runtime of this movie is an hour and 40 minutes. I thought that was just enough to tell the story and wrap it up, and not too long to the point where it was losing my interest. Now I'm going to get into my likes and dislikes about Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. So, starting off with the likes. I love the story. It was very unique, interesting, and I like the character of Bato. Not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, so forgive me if I'm not. So story was good. Animation, I thought for 2004 was phenomenal. It was primarily 2D animation in this movie, but then there was some 3D. So it was 2D and 3D animation, which I thought was awesome. Music, as always, was great and unique, especially in a Ghost in the Shell movie. The fighting and the action scenes the most in this movie really were just awesome. That to me was really the highlights of this movie. Now on to my dislikes, and they're very, very, very minor, just kind of nitpicky, two nitpicky things. The first, I watched Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence in Japanese with English subtitles. Now, I have no problem with that, but the fact that there is no, at least as far as I could tell, no English dub of this movie is going to turn some people off. It didn't turn me off, but I kind of found that to be a problem. And the other keep in mind, very nitpicky thing I have is it felt weird to me that the character Major was not in this movie, being a Ghost in the Shell movie. I know, very nitpicky, very, very minor. But looking that aside, my final rate for Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence is an 8 out of 10.